ladies and gents, you join me in the beautiful British countryside in none other than the Lexus LC500h. Now this isn't going to be a review video, I will have that coming up, and I've got so many videos on this car planned moving forwards. Like tomorrow, for instance, it's going in for a service, a 4-year service, which will be interesting to see. Substantially more things being done to it than I thought would be done to a car, but it's going into Lexus. They'll deal with it because it's part of their extended warranty thing which they do. Basically, you can get a warranty on a car for 10 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first, which is amazing, I thought. So that's why I'm going in with Lexus, and also because they're paying for this service, which was supposed to be quite expensive. So anyway, I kind of digress. There's a lot of videos planned with this car, a hell of a lot more. So please, if you're enjoying this content, please do let me know, and let me know what kind of videos you want to see. But for the topic of this one is essentially why I chose this car and the sort of circumstances surrounding it, I guess, which I sort of covered a little bit, in the whole reveal video, I guess it were, which a lot of people were like, it's not an exotic car, blah, blah. It's a Lexus, it's boring, blah. You comments, you make me laugh. You guys do make me laugh. And if I seem a little bit low, I've had food poisoning across the weekend. I wasn't going to film today, but it takes me 20 minutes to drive to where I am. So I thought, well, I'd just do this real quickly for you guys. Get the drone out, make it cinematic. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I sort of covered it a little bit in the reveal video, why I chose this car. I loved the 370z. I absolutely adored that car. I think, and I still believe it, I think the 370z is one of the best all-rounders for I guess, cheap sports car. I don't really want to say cheap because they're not really cheap, but they sort of are at the same time. But I think that they're one of the best all-rounders for a cheap sports car because they do a Grand Tourer very, very well. I've gone on really long journeys with that car, 4 or 5 hours, and it's been fine. It's super comfortable. But then equally so, you can, the wheels will spin out round a roundabout if you really push it. So I absolutely adored that car. I had a good time with it. But the thing is with that car and with this one and with all the other cars that I've got, is that I have other cars. And so I was gonna keep the Z up until a point, and I always said there'd be very few cars which would make me get rid of it. The new Z, the Nissan are doing, I would love that. Even though it's, an engine swapped 370, but with other things. Yeah, they're not bringing it to the country. So that was a bit crap. And then it was this car. And this car to me is the most beautiful car on the market. I don't know of a more attractive vehicle. I just don't. I don't know of a more attractive vehicle on the market than this. And so because the new Z400Z, it's literally just called the Nissan Z, but people were like, oh, 400Z. Because that's not coming, and I managed to find this, they're not reasonable, they're all really expensive, but this was the right color I wanted, the right spec, the two-tone interior, the carbon roof, the carbon skirts, all that kind of stuff. I just thought, yeah, I need this car, I need this vehicle. And primarily as well, with the 370Z, I think it's an unfortunate car because that car will do everything if it's your only car, right? You always swap the exhaust out as one of your first modifications, always, because the exhaust chokes the engine up quite a lot, and also change the air intakes out. Don't change the intake system, just do drop-in filters. And doing stuff like that will really make that car come to life, but it will also ruin some of the daily ability of it, if that's even a word. And that's kind of what I was facing with that car, was I'd sort of had enough of how loud it was. And that's why loads of people saw me bought this and was like, you're a chump, why'd you buy the hybrid over the V8? Well, because I've got a GTIR, I mean, that just drinks fuel like it's going out of fashion anyway, and is super loud. And then I've got a Datsun pickup truck with an SR20, and that will drink fuel like it's going out of fashion as well. And so I wanted like a daily driver that was nice and quiet and chilled, but then did everything else that I wanted it to do. Like, could go fast. Like, this is faster than 370Z. By probably about a whole second, or a second and a few tenths. So it's significantly quicker, actually. But then it's got all the luxury factor and the fact that it is the most beautiful car on the market, in my eyes. In my eyes. So, yeah, I think the problem with the 370Z and why I got rid of it for this, and specifically why I bought this one, is just like, I think I ruined my own car. Which is dumb to say, but I think like I ruined it for what it had become for me. Like, I never planned on owning more than one car at a time. I had a Subaru before, and I was like, 2 cars, meh. Like, I like owning 2 cars, but it's a bit of a hassle. And then I got the Datsun truck, and then the GTIR came up, and I was like, God damn, I've got 3 cars now. I don't need them all to be super loud. So, in effect, I bought this because I ruined my own car, I guess you could say. Which is kind of funny, really, when you think about it. Yeah. But I just adore this car. Like, if you've ever seen it in person, it's one of the most striking cars ever. Photos don't actually do it justice. Neither does video, in fairness. I don't think any of those media formats do this car justice. From every single angle, like a 360 round, it's just amazing. And I tell you what, miles per gallon, I have gotten 50 miles to the gallon out of this car, which is really good going. Like, that's great. That is absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, I guess that kind of wraps up the video. It's a bit of a nothing video for me, because I am a bit sick and I didn't really want to film today, but I just thought I'd get this video out just to explain it, really. The truth of why I got rid of the Z is because I did ruin it. Like, I ruined it for what it had become, because it was a daily driver, but before it was everything. Like, it was my weekend, rev the tits off round the country lanes car. It was, my Grand Tourer. Like, it was everything at that point. But then it wasn't. Like, I got the GTIR to rip around corners on. I got the Datsun truck for my weekend, sort of like fancy car, because that Datsun's kick-ass. So yeah, I ruined my own vehicle. I ruined my own vehicle. So I guess that kind of, let that be a little bit of a lesson, is that not every car needs to be exactly the same either. Like, and I know that sounds obvious, but apparently it's not, because so many people in the comments are like, why'd you get me in the hybrid, me? Because not every car needs to be the same, mate, basically. So I adore this car. I think this is an incredibly beautiful vehicle. More videos coming up. Literally tomorrow morning I'm taking it in for its 4-year service, like I said, and I'm getting an NX, I think it was an NX or a UX as a courtesy car. So I'm going to review that as well, actually, because I've got the car for a few hours, so I might as well review it. And then I want to review Lexus and how they've handled everything, because they've actually been really good, I think. I think they've been really, really decent. And I want to give them props. Like, we hear about these kind of brands being good, but I've never heard someone speak in depth about it. Like, they've done quite a lot for this car, and for the sale of this car. More than I would have thought. More, what I expected, but still more than I would have thought that they'd have done. Because they didn't offer. I asked. I was being kind of cheeky, and they were like, oh yeah, we'll do that. Of course we will. Oh yeah, of course we'll do that. So, lots of videos to come. Let me know what you think down below on loads of other video ideas, as well as stuff that you kind of want to see. Like, I want to hear it. Like 0 to 60, literally just anything. Let me know. But I will say this as well, ladies and gents. Please do follow me over on Instagram, which is Nate_carnonsense. On Instagram for more beautiful photos of this car. I would say the other cars, but I don't have them at the moment, so no, we can't do that, which is lame. But anyway, cheers. I'm gonna go home and go to bed, because My stomach hurts. Oh, I did give you guys an update on the garden as well. Like, I can get this car in the back now, which is cool. So, don't know about what's happening with the carport yet though. That remains a bit of a mystery because of cost, I think. But anyway, cheers. Love you all. Bye bye.